when and how should we teach our multilingual children to read? There is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. What I suggest parents and caregivers to do is to follow the children's lead. If the children are up to decode or read the first letter of their name or their entire name, or recognize and want to read some letters and words, we can help them decode them. Now, English is a so-called opaque language, which means that the correspondence between grapheme, or the letter, and phoneme, the sound, is not one-on-one. Just think about the many ways to pronounce O-U-G-H in English. In comparison, Italian and Spanish are more transparent languages, which makes it easier for our children to learn to decode it than English. You can introduce letter sounds in both or all the languages your children need or want to learn. There are some posters available or other visuals that make it easier for our children to understand which letter belongs to what language. My suggestion is, if you have enough walls, decorate one wall for each language and culture. The reason many parents choose to wait until their children are taught how to read at school is because learning to read doesn't come as natural as speaking, and teachers are trained to teach our children how to read. They have specific methods that we don't have unless we are teachers too. Also, many parents cannot or don't want to wear the teacher's hat. Here are two possible scenarios. Sometimes our children are interested in learning to read before they go to school. Then I would just read the books, the texts with them that they are interested in. That's to say, no need to teach them like at school, unless you have the means and want to wear the teacher's hat, and your children are okay for you to teach them. That's to say, they are motivated and you having the role as a teacher. There are plenty of resources you can use to teach your little ones at least the basics of reading in your language. Sometimes our children do not want to learn how to read before school starts, and then the teachers do the first steps, and we, the parents or caregivers, can transfer what they learn at school also to the home languages. For example, the English sh sound is rendered sh, and we can transfer this by reading texts where in German, for example, the same sound sh is rendered sch. And this when our children show interest in also reading in our home languages. Sometimes this can be simultaneous. Sometimes they or we prefer them learning first in the school language and become confident readers in the school language first before starting to read also in the home languages. Now, what I always find important is to inform the teachers about the other languages our children are learning to speak and to read and write maybe, because teachers need to know that our children are learning to process and to decode 2 or more language systems. Why is this important for them? Because our children might mix them up in class. And in order to avoid our children to be assessed as having problems with learning the school language, teachers need to understand what is really going on. Like with code mixing, being a very natural phase in processing multiple languages in our speech, our children will do the same in their reading and writing too. They will try to use sounds and letters of language red when reading or writing in language blue. This is perfectly normal. All they need is practice and someone who supports their multilingual learning. Please have a look at the interview I had with Roya Caviglia about exactly this topic, and where I explain the reading rope by Hollis Scarborough, which shows what skills are necessary to learning how to read. And watch also the interview we did with Sabine and with Nayr Ibrahim at Raising Multilinguals Live. Let me know in the comments if I can be of any help for you to figure out what to do next. You can also take my self-paced online course, Raising Children with Multiple Languages for parents of 4 to 10-year-old children, where I explain a little bit what is going on when our children also start learning to read and write in our home languages or other languages. If you like this video and haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel to be notified each time I publish a new video, and enjoy using all your languages with your children.